Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you set 3 from this Pro League final between SKT1 and KT Rolster. And we're just going to keep on chugging along here. We're going to run into a ZVZ now. It's going to be SKT's S2 versus KT's Hoejja, which is actually kind of a cool name. I have to think, well, let's get the start positions first. It's going to be Hoejja in the bottom left and S2. S2 here in the top right in red, Hoejja in the bottom left in teal, S2 representing SKT1, and Hoejja representing KT Rolster. The map is New Bloody Ridge, 2-player map. Pretty short rush distance, actually, just because you can cut across right that middle. One thing I was going to say about Hoejja is that it's kind of interesting that I think he's always been at KT. I didn't check him, but I think he's always been at KT. And there used to be a player on KT named Hoejja, Chojja or Choejja, that was actually a really good player. I think he even won a Star League or got to the finals of a couple Star Leagues and lost them, something like that. But he was actually a really good player, and it almost feels like Hoejja taking that name, trying to channel that past KT power into his current play here today. That could be very, very important for him, as his team is down 2-0, and if he has an opportunity to channel an inner power from the past that can help him win a game, this would be a fantastic time for him to do it. KT could really use the boost right now. They are down 2-0, losing to both of SKT's aces. And should they lose this game, they would go down 3-0 in this best-of-7 series, and that means every single player, Flash Stats, and whoever the third player would be, would have so much pressure piled on them to win, just because any mistake, any loss, and your season is over. Well, I guess no matter what, the season's over, but your gold is over. You will not win. You will not get your gold, and you will have to go home with yet another silver. SKT has already beaten KT Rolster 3 times, and KT only has 1 win on them all time in series. So I gotta think that KT is gonna try really, really hard to try and take this match down and take it back to SKT, trying to even the series out, maybe next year even up completely, or even take the lead once you count in Winners League and things like that. For Hoejja, we've got a 12 hatch coming in at the 9 o'clock position, so that is kind of being put at a hidden location a little bit. That will take some time, significant time, for S2 to notice that. By the time his Overlord gets all the way into Hoejja's base, sees that there's something awry, he's going to have to be like, well, where is it? It could be just to the right. It could just still be in Hoejja's main, just a 12 hatch in main. Very, very possible. So we'll have to check that, and then he'll have to go check the 9 o'clock. I mean, there's a lot of things where, a lot of places where Hoejja where S2 has to check. So I actually really like that hidden 12 hatch from Hoejja. I think it's a really, really good play, actually. He is getting his pool and his gas up and running right now. And where is S2 doing? I believe he went over pool, if I saw that correctly. Yeah, I believe he did go over pool, and he is already morphing his lair as we speak, sending his first Zerglings out, and he's actually not going to be aggressive at all. Look at this. He's just going to play defensively, and he's actually played right into Hoejja's trap right here. Look at this. His Overlord has just gone to the natural expansion of Hoejja, sees that there's no hatchery there, and assumes that it's either a 9 pool or an over pool or something like that, and a pool first build, so he's going to play defensively. He's played right into Hoejja's trap, so Hoejja is actually in a fantastic position right now, because the fact that his Zerglings are late doesn't matter at all. Makes no difference to Hoejja at all, and it's actually going to end up helping him a lot, because now his second hatchery is going to come into play much faster than S2's second hatchery. He's going to have a place for him to mine minerals and take a second gas as well. It's a second location to defend, which is important. That is a weakness of it, but overall, this is a really, really nice situation for Hoejja. This is actually playing perfectly for him, with S2 playing so passively. I don't know if he would have been able to get across the map anyways, but nonetheless, just the fact that he was able to, the fact that that S2 decided to play so defensively plays right into Hoejja's hands, and I think at this point, yeah, I think S2 saw what was going on, wandered into the main, saw that there was actually probably a hatchery somewhere because of the lings that he saw and the information he's getting from inside the main, and he actually has already started to throw down a creep colony inside of his main as well. And Hoejja continuing to pump a lot of Zerglings here, going to try and bust down this this wall that S2 currently has going right now, having no luck so far, but he is going to continue to pump more Zerglings, and now S2's second hatchery is now complete as well, so he'll be able to match Hoejja in Zergling count shortly enough. He'll be a little bit back just because Hoejja's obviously had that hatchery up longer, but he will be able to match it eventually, although it looks like he's actually saving larva for Mutalisk, so this could actually be very, very important. He is morphing that Sunken Colony right now, and S2 just trying to buy enough time for that Sunken Colony, actually doing a really good job of holding this as well as he can. Look at this. Look at, he actually even has a Zergling advantage right now. So S2 doing a really good job right now, still holding it with about equal number of Zerglings. Still doing a really, really nice job. Looks like S2 has finally decided to retreat here, and he's got that Sunken Colony in pretty good support position. So Hoejja's going to have to back off here with his Zerglings. He is getting his own Spire up, so his Spire should be up in time with Muta and Scourge in order to combat S2's Mutas. There are the Muta out already, and with these Zerglings these Zerglings will keep the Mutas of S2 home, and at the same time that will give him time to get his own Air Force up. And now we do see S2 bringing those Mutas back home and using the ones that are spawning in order to try and clean this up, and the Zerglings trying to get the drone. I do not believe they've managed to get it. It looks like they maybe got one drone there. I think they got one drone. Hard to tell in the middle of all of that blood, but I believe they got one drone. So now S2 does have a slight Mutalisk advantage right now. It does look like he has 4 or 5 Mutalisks at the moment, and Hoejja has not produced any yet. Maybe he has 1 or 2, so he does have that Muta advantage. There are Scourge in the air for Hoejja, but Hoejja, note, that does have that second gas. So that second gas, mining gas, is going to allow him to pump Mutas much more steadily than S2, and that could end up, as the game develops, that will end up being a very, very important factor. S2 waiting a little bit here, trying to get some Scourge of his own into play, and he is going to start pushing out now as well. Hoejja looks like he's started to build up his Muta count. Looks like he's got 4 maybe. Judging by that cloud, looks like he's got about 4. I'd say he's probably down 1 Muta or so to S2 at the moment. And S2 coming in here, gonna pick off the drones mining minerals, gonna pick off 2 or 3, gonna get all 3, no, just 2 of them. And here come the Scourge. It looks like the Scourge of Hoejja actually landing a little bit better than S2's. So it looks like those are probably a lot of very highly damaged Mutas for S2, but it looks like he's bringing some more Scourge. Scourge canceling each other out and doing a really good job of trying at least to Muta Micro here, and S2 Muta Microing as best as he can. Looks like he does manage to pick off both those Scourge, and now here comes the big Muta fight. S2 looks like he maybe has a slight lead here, maybe 1 Mutalisk, but all of his Mutalisks are super damaged. Look at that. They all have like no health, so he's gonna have to back off, whereas Hoejja's, I believe, are just simply more alive. I believe that Hoejja's Mutalisks are just plainly in better health, and more Scourge have landed for Hoejja against S2 than the other way around, so that is helping out Hoejja a lot right now in terms of his military power. And that second extractor continuing to mine. I think he's probably going to send another drone or 2 over there shortly enough, and try and establish even more efficient mining there. And for S2, we do have some Zerglings coming into play as well, so he's going to come in with a Zergling Muta attack, or a Muta-ling attack, if you will, as it's generally known, as I'm just making up terms that aren't really in the jargon, but, you know, that's what I do. These links coming into S2's base are not really going to do much of anything. They'll delay mining a slight amount, but in reality, just not enough. A couple Zerglings just not going to be able to take down drones fast enough, particularly with that Sunken Colony around. Here comes S2 with those Mutalisks again. I think he's going to try and pick off the drones mining gas. We'll see if he's successful again. He's probing around, setting in his Zerglings right now to keep these Mutalisks occupied. And here come the Mutalisks into the second base. Going to pick off 1 drone, only 1 drone, not able to pick off a second drone there. As the Mutalisk for Hoejja, the Air Force, did come into play, and we'll see how this develops from here. Hoejja does look like he's starting to take a lead in Muta count and Scourge count, so I think that second gas is starting to come into play of big time here. And S2 with his Mutalisk just running them around, actually caught completely off guard. A bunch of Scourge land for Hoejja, so S2 takes a bunch of Scourge hit for nothing, just careless with his Mutas, and Hoejja just tracking him down right now, continuing to bring his own Scourge into play right now, and it looks like Muta's going down left and right for S2, and Hoejja is going to take this game. Hoejja is going to at least narrow the series down. It's going to be just a 1-2 an advantage of SKT, but Hoejja going to get the win here for KT Rolster. A very, very big, very, very important win. There's S2's GG. Hoejja getting a win, so part of Flash and Stats support group is going to get a win, and yeah, we're going to head on to set 4, but that is huge that Flash and Stats are able to get that help from Hoejja here, able to channel his inner Choja and get a win. and narrowed the gap and stopped us from being a stranglehold runaway victory for SKT1. We're going to head on to set 4, and I suspect that it will be Flash. I highly doubt that KT would arrange a situation where it's possible for them to get swept without playing Flash. So I think it will be Flash in the next set. We will see. It will be whatever happens. This series has been very, very fun. Continues to make some very, very good games, entertaining games, and we'll see what happens as the cheerleaders will plays out. Oh my god, what? Okay, I was gonna stop, but what the hell is Hoejja doing? He's the player bride, and he's got a bouquet, and he just married his coach. And that's really weird. I'm kind of speechless right now. I'm gonna go on to set 4, yeah. I'm gonna go on to set 4. And pretend I don't know what just happened. So yeah, I'll see you guys on set 4.